All right, here we are. This is where we left off at 6 minutes and 1 second in this video. My first time taking shrooms, a story time by Conaway. I should know this guy's actual name by now. I should know his actual freaking name, but I just know him by Conaway. Anyways, we left off. Let's scroll back a little bit.
On November 9th, my plug dropped off the shrooms, and I remember just looking at it, and I was like, yo, this shit kind of looks crazy.
So we left off at the part where his plug had some shrooms in stock, and he ordered some, and it's like his first time ever ordering shrooms. And so then he orders them, they arrive at his door, and he's just describing kind of how they look.
Like, the only shrooms that you see IRL, if you haven't taken shrooms, are the ones at the market, the little tiny ones, the ones you saw at the beginning of the video. But these shrooms, they were long as hell. They look pretty crazy. The next day, it had to be like a Saturday or Sunday, but at 12, I got 2 grams, I put it in a smoothie, blended it up, and I drank it. During this time, we lived in an apartment, and we lived on like a golf course, just grass, trees, nothing else, and it was super quiet. So I remember taking the shrooms, grabbing my notebook, grabbing some AirPods, and sitting outside, like just out in nature and listening to music. And I was just trying to calm myself down, find peace within myself. And after an hour or so, I started to feel waves. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it comes up from here. It was like a physical and mental feeling. It was just like waves of peacefulness just surrounding me. With this peacefulness, I deadass started to feel open-minded. That's probably the only word I could describe it as, because with this peace, I started to see perspectives of things that I've never seen before, which is insane.
I don't doubt him, because like that, many people have described kind of something similar to that. It's kind of stuff like feelings like emanating from your chest, emotions, but emotions that are like also thoughts, and like thoughts that are also emotions, kind of like emanate from like your chest and your body, kind of like your aura. It's kind of like you get a sense of your aura, and within your aura are like thoughts that kind of are also feelings, and feelings that are also thoughts. So yeah, this shit's pretty cool. But I would say that's pretty normal for someone to experience that. I'm no professional, but I'm no trip. I'm no experienced tripper, but I'm pretty sure I've heard people describe kind of like similar things.
Because during this point in my life, I've always thought of everything as a negative cycle. These were the only thoughts that were constantly running through my mind. It's like, what are people thinking about me? Blah, 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 blah. But in that moment, everything like that, all these insecurities, all these doubts, they just disappeared. And it was just a sense of peace and openness within my heart just spreading. And if you haven't tried it, like, it's hard to like describe how to feel it, you know what I'm saying? It was like the first time I've ever felt that much peace within myself. Because before then I was so anxious, I was really depressed. Yeah, it was just not a good period, but when I took it, that was like the first initial reaction. It was just that peace and open-mindedness.
Dude, this Red Bull is hitting me. I just drank this Red Bull. It's like the small. It's the what is this? The 8.4 float, 8.4 ounce. It's not that big, but man, does that thing hit. You know, every time I drink something caffeinated, like I start spacing out. And like it doesn't give me energy, it just makes me space out, but like I love the taste of them so much that I can't not drink them. But I was just as I was like listening to him talk about like his trip, and like as the caffeine was hitting, I was like, bro, I'm like spacing out. And I was like, wait, why am I watching this video? Like what am I reacting to? But I think I'm back now, so I think I like snapped out of it. So let's continue.
As I kept going, I was listening to music, and that was probably one of the most enjoyable things that I've ever done, listening to music while on shrooms. Because when you listen to music, everything is enhanced. When I say enhanced, the bass sounds so much more crispier, the melody sounds so much more alive, the lyrics that the artist is speaking, it becomes more real to you. You understand what they're saying, and it sounds like they're actually speaking to you. I remember during this time I was listening to Hide and Seek by that one girl, I don't know her name, but she harmonized it and layered her vocals, and it sounded like surreal. That vibe and everything I was feeling all in that moment, it just matched up and it felt like Zen. It sounds so vague, but that feeling, it was just so perfect. It was like a little peacefulness, open-mindedness, and then it started rising with the music. Peak, Zen feeling. And once I reached that Zen feeling, I started to feel like just joy and happiness.
Dude, literally him describing this trip is literally making me like trip in my chair. I'm just sitting in a chair, in a kind of an uncomfortable chair at the computer, but as this story is going on, I'm kind of slouching in my seat. My head's kind of going like this, and I'm kind of like, I'm kind of starting to trip out a little bit, because it's like anybody who's listened to over 100 hours, because everybody at this point has their playlist, has listened to 100 hours of music. Everybody's done guided meditation. Everybody's tried meditation. If you just combine certain memory, if you listen to someone talk about a psychedelic trip, describe it, and then if you just combine certain memories, like being on a beach and listening to your favorite playlist, and the feeling you get as you're falling asleep or as you're waking up, if you just combine those memories, you can start to almost feel what they're talking about. It's kind of crazy. It's almost like it's a unintentional guided meditation, if you know what I mean. But anyways, let's continue. Or it might just be the caffeine that's hitting. It might just be the Red Bull that's hitting. I don't really know.
Out of me. I remember just writing in my notebook, I was like, damn, I'm so happy. This is the happiest I've ever felt. And along with that, it's you just feel all the good of the world. Peace, happiness, joy, fulfillment, gratefulness. You just feel all of that at once. And it was such a refreshing feeling. It was just so overwhelming, that feeling. It just kept building up. It just kept getting stronger and stronger. And during this time, I was telling myself, I was like, you have these doubts, don't let it bother you. Just enjoy the moment, be in the moment, and just try to get the most out of the moment. And once I said that, it was really interesting, because all the doubt, after it disappeared, it felt like I was unstoppable. And I was like, damn, if I could just really focus on my life in the present moment. I have to realize life is a cause and effect. What you do in the present moment, there will be an effect after it. And everything started to make sense. Everything that happened in the past made me...
Hey, what are you guys barking at? Scrappy. No, it's okay.
I am. And that was the cause and effect. And that's when I started to realize, damn, everything in this world is literally possible. You just gotta have this cause and effect mindset. And doing things in the present moment produce the outcome that you want to achieve. For me, it was the most significant feeling I ever had, because it's hard to realize when you're in such a doubtful mindset. You don't see that vision. You're kind of blinded by the temporary enjoyments of life. Yeah, it helped me understand that. If I have a goal, I want to be financially stable, what is the cause?
So it kind of made him think more long term. So that's kind of what I was trying to get at is is it just pleasure? Is it just is it just triggering a bunch of is it just triggering a chemical chain reaction that makes you happy 24/7? Or is it actually triggering a thought process, different thought patterns, and you're actually lucidly, you're actually lucid. It's kind of a lucid dream. Taking a psychedelic is kind of having a lucid dream. You're kind of conscious of what's going on. But within a temporary experience. So the trip is temporary, but you're lucid in it because you did some journaling, you prepared good, you listened to some music, you were out in nature, set and setting, everything plays into that. And it's kind of it sounds like he was pretty lucid during the whole experience, and then in the same way that you can take lucid experience and use it in your waking life, it seems like he's applying those concepts. It sounds like this is the part in the story where the trip has ended, but like it's days or weeks later, and he's like starting to kind of like apply like what he's learned and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
Like what do I have to do now in the present moment that will allow me to be financially stable in the future? And that's how life works. Like nothing is going to just magically appear. Each and every one of us is given 24 hours in a day with free will so that we can accomplish whatever we want to do. We're all given different priorities. We're all given different purpose in life. By focusing on trying to fulfill that purpose with the present moment, that's the only way to do things. As I'm feeling this, I'm looking around, and I was kind of surrounded with nature. And I remember I was just looking at the grass, the tree, the winds blowing through the trees, and it just provided me so much comfort and peace. I was drawing this little figure, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at the trees, and I was like, damn, this was the tree branches, you know? Tree branches aren't straight. They're all crisscross applesauce. And then at the same time, I was looking at my veins, and I was like, damn, you can't really see the veins, but I was like, damn, the veins look like trees, you know? And it was just that mental connection. It was like, damn, we are all created naturally. We are created in this world, and since we are created, it means we have a purpose to fulfill. We all have our own different purpose. We're all significant in our own individual ways. With this idea, I started to find peace within myself of being who I was. And I'm saying this is insane to me because up to that point in my life, I was so stuck in that negative thought loop that I couldn't escape it. But when I took the shrooms with these understandings that I was created, I have my own significant purpose, my life is special to my own self. Whatever I want to pursue and fulfill, like if I just put in the effort to do it, it will happen. And understanding this, all these negative thoughts, it just disappeared completely. It was like a 180-degree flip, and I was like, holy shit, what is going on? This is insane. And I remember during my trip, it wasn't anything like too visually crazy. Like I would look.
Isn't this just an awesome video? Like doing it in a backyard with a bunch of like green like plants. And I see those succulents right there, like over here. And like it's like a sunny day, and like it literally like the trees like are kind of cutting up the sunshine, so the sunshine is hitting him like at different points, like on his arm and stuff, and here on his head. And like just like the type of video and like kind of just his demeanor and everything, like it's just a dope video by itself. Like even if none of this information was true, it's just like a dope ass video. That's what I love about this channel. Like they're fucking like hella like, I don't even know like what kind of camera he's using or if he's just using his phone, but like his videos always seem like really high quality, just in general.
Look at my hands and I'll be like, wow, I just could see all the details on my hands so clearly. I could see my hand shape, my skin, the veins inside, the bones, the muscle, the fibers, just everything working together as one. But it was just that thought and understanding that naturally it was all created. And since I was created, with my thoughts, I can create what I want to envision. That was the most intense and pure feeling I ever had. And like any idea I was thinking of, it was just magnified to the fullest. To be honest, like how you feel on the shrooms, it feels like you're overthinking everything, but you're overthinking things in a sense that it makes sense. When I took these shrooms, I remember I started to see my life, like my past, and I realized like all the shitty, good, happy moments, like they were conditioning me to who I am today. And once I started connecting that thought, past, like all these shitty situations, it doesn't determine my present. I'm in this state right now because I'm just stuck in this negative thought loop. But if I can fix it one step at a time, my future is going to be different from my present. What I'm doing in my present is because of the things I experienced in the past. So I started to take my experiences from the past, think of it in a positive manner in the present, and I started to change. It was literally crazy. It's so crazy. And it started to feel like everything that I put my mind onto, like it could happen. And this is a quote I have in the notebook. I said, life is something you feel. You need to live in it. Life loves you, and the love is the most important thing anything can give. Love is so simple, yet it can mean so much. Life isn't forever, so...
I didn't mention anything about the music. But yeah, music is like pretty cool too. The music in his video, I mean.
But just be you. Live in it, love the people.
It's kind of like a lo-fi beat sort of thing.
people around you and enjoy it. Live life to the fullest in the way that fulfills you. And it's insane I wrote this down because up to that moment of time, I was just such a negative person. I wouldn't say it cured it right away, but it changed that mindset. It was like a click in the mindset. And this kept going on for about 3 to 4 hours. I was outside just sitting there, just figuring out, finding all the solutions to my problems with this mentality. And I look up at the time and it's already like 3 and 4 p.m. The sun is starting to set. So I went inside. I remember taking a shower. In that moment, I looked at myself in the mirror, and instead of having the usual thought of, man, I'm fat, man, I'm fucking ugly, it was like, I'm not perfect right now, but what I can do to help myself be better is to exercise, eat healthy, sleep early, and just take care of my body. That was the thoughts that came into my mind. And it kind of solidified the idea that I need to be myself. I need to be the best version of myself. And it's that desire to pursue that gives my life fulfillment. Yeah, I guess that's the crazy thing. I just started to realize, like, life is just you. My life is just me. Your life is just you. And every one of our lives are different. So we can't be sitting here comparing ourselves, wishing we could be somebody else. We have to be physically in the present moment, working on ourselves, talking to ourselves, understanding ourselves to be better in who we want to be. Yeah, I just remember, like, it was like a switch clicking. It was insane. This shroom trip was insane for me. It was an instant change. I started to make change. I remember after I was coming down from the shroom trip, I went outside and...
Sometimes I wonder how it's possible that people are more into weed than they are into shrooms. Like, shrooms seem like so much more fun than weed. But, like, some people are, like, really, like, some people are, like, more into weed than they are into psychedelics. Like, they'd rather feel high all the time than, like, they just rather feel high all the time than, like take a shroom for, like, a couple hours. I don't know. This guy smokes a lot of weed. There's nothing wrong with that. I honestly, I have a personal story about weed. Is like, anyways, this video is at 14 minutes and 52 seconds. It's only 2 minutes away, so I should probably save my weed story for after he finishes. Let's see how much time we have. 17 minutes. Alright, let's finish this video, and then I'll tell the weed story.
I went for a run in like forever, and I was like, damn, I need to start taking care of my body. I remember after the run, I came home and I started cleaning my room because I was a very messy person. In the present moment, if you choose to do the right things, like choose to do things that is going to be beneficial for you, it's just a progression going up. It helped me realize, like, your mind is built through the perception and mindset that you consume from the things around you. Your life, you're in it right now, and there's things around you to help you become better or to help you become worse. And if you don't realize the moment to always choose better, to be better, to push yourself a little harder, you're never going to progress. And that's what I mean by your life being a cause and effect in the present moment. And this is the last quote that I ended off my shroom trip was, life isn't complicated, it is inside your head and what you limit yourself to. Compared to other people's shroom trips, mine wasn't visually crazy. It was a very spiritual experience. That's what I could probably say the most. It was just that understanding. My mental, it just opened up for the first time and everything seemed to make sense. I seemed to understand.
You okay, Scrappy? Woof. My dog is acting like kind of sad right now, so I just had to check on her.
What I needed to do, and that's kind of the message that I want to present to the people maybe who are curious in trying to take shrooms. Help me answer my deepest question of what is the meaning of life, and that is just to live in the moment, to be always doing good, to be always pushing yourself, to always do better, to face challenges, overcome them. That gives life meaning. And that is the story of my first time ever taking shrooms. I hope this video provided some insight of what I went through. If you enjoyed today's video, and if you want to see me take shrooms live and make another video on that, leave a comment. Make sure you leave a like.
Take shrooms live. I don't know if he's made a live shroom trip video yet, but maybe he will in the future. That would be cool.
And let me know. Could shrooms be amazing?
Alright, super cool. Super dope video. Anyways, this is on 19 minutes, so I'm just gonna try to keep my weed story short, but like, I started smoking weed in like the first time I ever smoked weed was probably like in the summer between 8th grade and freshman year, and it had no effect on me. But then I smoked it again at a friend's house like in freshman year of high school, and that shit hit me like so hard. And it was like the very first time getting high. I literally had no idea what to expect. I was so like naive. And I'm not saying it has like huge problems, but like just like I had no idea what was going to happen going into it. I thought I was hearing church bells for like hours, and it was just a really overwhelming experience. I went to bed, I woke up, felt weird. And every day from that day going forward, like every day when I was going to school, like in the car, I would like kind of curl up almost like in a fetal position in like the back of the car, because like it was just my sister driving, my younger brother in the front seat, like so I had the back all to myself. Like I would just curl up like in a fetal position, and like I was just inside my head, and like I had all of these thoughts that were like just going in circles. And like I was like every day at school I would just lean my head against like the window, like I'd put my jacket against it, and I'd be like, man, fuck, like how am I gonna deal with these thoughts during school? And I was thinking like, is this gonna like fucking last forever? And I didn't try weed again until junior year, or it was like the summer between sophomore year and junior. So I had like a year and a half break between like the first time actually getting high and then like becoming like kind of like a wannabe kind of stoner. And then like in junior year of high school, I found a whole bunch of people at my like small Christian private school who smoked, and like I hung out with them after school. We would smoke before school. We would like find different smoke spots in like throughout like the surrounding cities, and we would have like a fucking like good time. And so that really helped me through school, actually, because school was getting really hard. High school was getting more and more tough socially. Socially, I was not making any friends, and it was getting really, really tough to show up to school every day and like be the quiet kid and like not talk to anybody and like have to sit still in a classroom. Like, and like then at lunch, like I would just eat by myself. Like I would find an area of like the school where nobody was sitting. I would just sit there, eat by myself, and it was like felt like torture. But like weed like really helped me through junior year of high school. And then like I put it away. I put it off for a super long time. I worked on a weed farm one time. I got crossfaded a couple times and got sick. But then like I put it away for a really long time while I was doing some like self-improvement stuff. But then like after a surgery that I had on my hand, I started smoking weed again, and that was probably like the best highs like I've ever had. It's like when I was like riding like the BART into San Francisco, like stoned as fuck, and like going to like parks near my house and just solo smoking. Like it was totally a solo stoner journey. It was like the lonely stoner kind of journey for about like 3 or 4 months. But like it was the best fucking time I've ever had. But it seems like compared to shrooms, weed is like isn't shit. Like weed seems like so like inconsequential compared to weed, or compared to shrooms. Shrooms seem to like actually affect your life like permanently to some degree, and like weed doesn't seem to like do anything. Like it seems to be something that's just kind of fun and can like make things more enjoyable, but like it doesn't seem to be like this amazing like healing plant that people like say it is. Like, oh, it's spiritual and it's like all these things. Like I think it's just something to kind of kill or like waste time. That's my opinion of it now, is like I don't smoke it anymore because it's like I don't see a fucking point. But anyways, that was the video. I'm going to react to another one of his videos, so I'll probably make a third and a fourth video. And I guess I'll just end by clicking on one of his videos. Actually, there's a couple videos I haven't watched. There's actually a lot of videos I haven't watched by him. So maybe I'll watch like a new video. Hitting the joint ski on the hill, nature smoke sesh. Actually, let's go back. Get faded at the creek, smoke sesh. So anyways, this is where we're going to leave off. I get faded at the creek, smoke sesh. That'll be our next video. But until then, peace out.